Hello and welcome back to Football Daily. My name is Danny and today we are exposing 10 of football's biggest secrets. The real record transfer. Tottenham fans will be hoping that they can keep their hands on Harry Kane, Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen ahead of the 2019 transfer window. The interest blowing in from Spain over some of their stars will be giving them bad dreams of a summer 6 years ago. Rewind even further, back to 2007, and Spurs picked up a promising young left-back from Southampton for £10 million. A shift into midfield later, and by the 2012-13 season, Gareth Bale had announced himself as one of the best players in the Premier League. In his final season at Tottenham, the Welshman contributed 21 goals and 9 assists in 33 league starts, scoring 9 winning shots. That's more than any other player in the Prem. He also created 75 chances for his teammates, more than Messi and Ronaldo. Remember, if you're enjoying this video, to like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Bale had caught the attention of Real Madrid, who pulled out all the stops to bring the star man to the Bernabeu, including a record-breaking fee that was hidden from the press. In order to keep their previously most expensive purchase happy, CR7, Real and Spurs agreed to keep the €100 million fee quiet. Mangala's fee. In 2014, Manchester City bought Mangala to the Etihad from Porto. The Frenchman picked up a Premier League title during his stay in the Northwest, however making just 57 appearances over a 4-year stint that included loans away to Everton and Valencia, and the former Standard Liège man didn't exactly settle in England. It's fair to say that the £32 million man was a disappointment for the City faithful, who wouldn't have been too pleased to find out that Mangala had actually cost the Sky Blues a lot more. Football leaks revealed that City had actually spent £11 million more than they had claimed. The spiralling costs came from the joint ownership over the defender, as two separate companies owned 40% of his economic rights, and their fees had not been included originally. The accurate figure actually meant that Mangala was the most expensive defender ever in the Premier League at the time. No wonder the Manchester outfit were key to keep the fee quiet. PSG contract clauses. Contract negotiations sometimes seem to take forever. The speculation over Mauro Icardi's disastrous contract talks in Milan are just one of the many stories we will be told this season in the clashes between footballers' representatives and the clubs they are signed to. The most regular stumbling block between any player and his employer is the salary. But when the details of certain players' contracts were leaked, it's clear that negotiations go a lot further than just a weekly paycheck. The details on Neymar's contract were exposed, and we found out that the Brazilian star is paid a huge €2.5 million per season to resist from publicly criticising the PSG manager, as well as an extra €375k a term to greet Parisian fans after games. And Neymar isn't the only diva in Paris. The Spiegel confirmed that Kylian Mbappe has his taxes covered by the club and is paid an extra €30,000 a month to cover the salaries of personal staff, including a cook, cleaner and driver. The whistleblowing publication also stated that Mbappe's father had requested entrance to PSG training sessions and 50 hours a year access to a private jet. However, the league and leaders refused to grant these more ludicrous requests. Ronaldo's agreement. Cristiano Ronaldo rocked the footballing world in 2018 when he swapped La Liga for Serie A as he searched for a new challenge. With 5 Champions League wins and as many Ballon d'Or trophies in his silverware cabinet, football fans are all accustomed to his on-pitch antics. However, besides posy Instagram shots on yachts off the coast of Portugal, we know nothing about his private life. The most popular athlete in the world with 322 million social media followers, his own clothing line, a string of hotels, and a lifetime deal with Nike worth around €1 billion, Forbes estimated that his current net worth sits at a very healthy €108 million. All that money and fame has left him struggling to find privacy. So the Portuguese star has forced all his staff to sign non-disclosure agreements, meaning that no one is allowed to talk about Ronaldo's private life for 70 years after his death. That's mental. This revelation seems slightly extreme, but it joins a string of secrets hidden by the 34-year-old, including the identity of his children's mother. Anyone but Arsene. In 2013, Liverpool and Arsenal came head-to-head over the future of the Red striker Luis Suarez. The Uruguayan forward was desperate for a move away from Anfield, and Arsene Wenger was keen to add firepower to his attack that was gravely missing Robin van Persie. Advised that Suarez's contract had a £40 million release clause, the Gunners infuriated the boardroom in Merseyside by bidding £41 million to secure the signature of their star striker. Unluckily for Wenger, they had been misinformed and no such clause was present. Luckily for Suarez, he was forced to stay put. He contributed 31 goals and 12 assists in his final season and earned himself an €80 million move to Barcelona, where he would join forces with Leo Messi to win 3 La Liga titles and counting. Learning from their Suarez-shaped mistake, Liverpool wisened up. The details of Bobby Firmino's contract exposed an interesting item that had been added. The Brazilian forward has a release clause of €98 million with the specification that this figure cannot be activated by Arsenal. Sorry Emery, but Wenger's influence lives on. Financial doping. The idea of buying silverware is nothing new in sport, especially not in football, with the grandfather of the concept coming in the form of Chelsea's billionaire owner Roman Abramovich. However, the arrival of Sheikh Mansour and his unlimited chest of money has taken it to the next level. While Manchester City have somehow kept the financial fair play goals at bay, the investment into their title-winning side hasn't exactly been innocent. According to the Sky Blues' internal documentation, their total spend has been $1.1 billion, but over $100 million of investments have been covered up. In order to keep in line with FFP, City hid cash injections from their royal owners as enhanced sponsorships from UAE brands. When this information was leaked, UEFA reportedly threatened the side with a Champions League ban. But while Gianni Infantino certainly has a voice, money talks louder, and they were forced instead to pay a very affordable fine. Undoubtedly the best manager in world football, Pep Guardiola is often subjected to criticism over his spending sprees. However, maybe we should be looking further up the hierarchy and be questioning where the money is coming from instead. Third-party ownership. Third-party ownership of players has been a recurring problem since money has flowed through top-flight football. The first to catch popular attention being Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano's surprise move to West Ham in 2006. However, whistleblowers have Manchester City in the firing line again as they've been criticised for a dodgy connection to the Danish club FC Nordsjælland. Politiken have claimed that illegal third-party ownership connects the English and Danish teams, with City having signed an agreement with the Superliga club to encourage players to head to Manchester for free. The deal gave the Sky Blues exclusive access to Nordsjælland's Right to Dream Academy, an institution developing young African players. The deal was allegedly agreed between 2016 and 2020, however the club's president Tom Vernon refuses to admit any wrongdoing, and the details of their relationship remain under wraps. Racism at PSG. In November 2018, Paris Saint-Germain were forced to admit their part in an embarrassing case that they had attempted to keep undercover. The club confirmed that their scouts illegally racially profiled young players as part of their recruitment policy. Scouts were asked to note whether youngsters were French, North African, West Indian, or African to allegedly limit the number of black recruits. The collection of such information is illegal in France, and according to the investigation carried out by Mediapart, this practice was carried out from 2003 until 2018. The club's management claims that this was done behind closed doors. Issues surrounding racism during scouting were raised in 2014, when PSG recruited a talented 13-year-old Yanga Boho. During evaluation, a scout reportedly listed the Ivorian-born teenager as West Indian, due to the Parisian side trying to avoid signing Africans. PSG pleaded guilty to the profiling and launched an internal investigation to discover how this was allowed, and have obviously started processes to ensure that this cannot happen again. Chelsea youngsters. Chelsea have recently been handed a 2-window-long transfer ban after breaching rules regarding the signing of young players. The investigation of 92 cases found that the Blues were breaking the rules in 29 instances, in signing foreign youngsters, including former striker Bertrand Traoré. However, the recent bad news isn't the first time the West London outfit have been on the wrong side of footballing law. Danish newspaper Politiken have reported that out-of-favour defender Andreas Christensen's father was being illegally paid by the club. Beginning in 2012, when the player was just 15, Sten Christensen was paid around £600,000 over the course of 4 years. The payment was allegedly to convince the Dane to join the Blues, but to hide their wrongdoing, Christensen Sr. was falsely hired as a scout to hide the payments. Internal emails described the fee as a parental salary, but both the club and Sten Christensen have refused to comment. Politiken are claiming that this was in fact a case of wrongdoing, as such schemes are happening all over the world, but are particularly common in England and can be targeting children as young as 12 years old. European Super League. Another secret exposed by Football Leaks in Der Spiegel was the details of a European Super League. The German outlet discovered documentation of discussions between 16 clubs regarding a new European competition that could replace the Champions League. The negotiations were between 11 founding clubs: Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Liverpool, Milan, Man City, United and Real Madrid. These sides that would join 5 others to set up the first competition. But the founding clubs would be immune from relegation out of the Super League for 20 years. The initial guests were Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, Marseille, Inter and Roma. However, details had set a date of November 2018 for the group to sign a binding term sheet. There's been no official noise about the birth of the European Super League, but should these rumours prove truthful, we could see a much more exclusive European competition that favours the historically successful and isolates the new kids on the block.
That's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you hit the like button down below and tell us what you thought in the comment section. And why not check out the video on screen? I'm sure you guys will love it. As always guys, subscribe to the channel and we'll see you later.